Hey guys, this is Certified Gamer, and today I'm going to be talking about the topic called Court Chaos as Rigby Killers Jailed. The fanatics who murdered Soldier Lee Rigby brought chaos to a courtroom today as one of the killers were condemned to die behind bars. Heartbroken relatives of the 25-year-old Fissler said justice has been served after Michael Adebolajo was given a whole life term for the barbaric killing, and Michael Adebowale was sentenced to life with a minimum term of 45 years. This news has just been posted 45 minutes ago by Press Association, sorry for my pronunciation, and we have just received the news saying that these two killers, Michael Adebolajo and Michael Adebowale, have been sentenced to life with a minimum term of 45 years. Who thinks that they deserve it and who thinks they don't? Please comment below, because I am not going to be talking about these two any longer, because these two are really disturbing. Michael and the other Michael are very vicious, cold-hearted, two evil genius men that have killed a innocent, vulnerable man for no reason, beheaded him, which is really disturbing. I find that really ridiculous. These two men should receive a prison sentence of minimum to 100 years, which I believe they should receive lifetime. But yet they received 45 years. Killing an innocent person, which the person had children himself, and obviously this person had been killed. Okay, let's read the news furthermore. In an emotional victim impact statement read to the Old Bailey, the soldier's widow, Rebecca said, "Of all the feelings I have, the one thing that overrides everything is that I know my son will grow up and see images of his dad that no son should ever have to endure, and there is nothing I can do to change this." That is a really tough time for his family, and because of these two cold-hearted people, his family have to be going through this right now. He has kids, and his kids can't even see their dad. So how sad can this get? For no reason, they are also calling themselves Muslims, we believe. Dressed in Islamic robes, the British-born extremists erupted with rage as Mr. Justice Sweeney told them they had been radicalised and had betrayed their religion. Many people have been saying that they have been betraying Islam, and they have been doing extremists, and they have also been doing terrorism related things, which is obviously very alerting, very bad. The judge was forced to sentence the sickening and pitiless killers in their absence for butchering the father of one in broad daylight near Woolwich Barracks on May 22 last year. As Mr. Justice Sweeney began his sentencing remarks, Adebolajo, 29, screamed "Allahu Akbar" as he and Adebolajo, 22, were pinned to the ground and bundled down to the cells by several police officers and prison officers in a shocking outburst. So they still do the same thing as they done while they were on the streets. All this time they had been locked up, but yet again, when they came to the court, they started acting as if they were gangsters, and they still think they are gangsters, even though they killed a person in broad daylight. And however, these two people represent themselves as Muslims, as I believe this news is trying to tell me. Let's carry on. The judge had told them, "You each converted to Islam some years ago. Thereafter, you were radicalised and each became an extremist, espousing a cause and views which, as has been said elsewhere, are a betrayal of Islam and of the peaceful Muslim communities who give so much to our country." Well, the judge is trying to be very friendly and trying to say that Islam is a good religion. He is also stereotyping Islam positively and saying good things about Muslim people and Muslim communities. Let's read on furthermore. Adebolajo shouted "That's a lie," and it stopped a betrayal of Islam, and ranted about Britain and America as the judge was forced to stop speaking. After the killers were moved from the courtroom as Fissler, Rigby's sobbing relatives locked on, he continued, "You decided between you, and in order to advance your extremist cause, to murder a soldier in public in broad daylight, and to do so in a way that would generate maximum media coverage, including getting yourselves killed by armed officers, who would be bound to attend the scene in the aftermath of the murder, thereby expecting that you would become Matt and each gain a place in paradise. Okay, let's read on and see what Adebalajo and Adebalawe say about let's hear the opinions about the judge. Whatever, let's just read on and see what the news has to say about them next. Well, as far as I'm concerned, the news is not saying anything about Islam, just because these two ridiculous evil geniuses and vicious cold-hearted people have done something which is wrong. Adebalajo and Adebalawe chose the young soldier as their victim because he was wearing a Help for Heroes hooded top, mowing him down in a car before hacking at his limp body with a meat cleaver and knives in an attempt to decapitate him. Mr. Justice Sweeney said you both exited the car armed with knives, and over a period of around 2 to 3 minutes you butchered Lee Rigby. Lee Rigby was a very good person, as all of you know, and he was just a soldier who supported his country throughout his lifetime. He has also had one son and a wife, which he had to leave because of his ridiculous death, which he had all of a sudden, which is just so ridiculous. These two cold-hearted people killed a soldier who is vulnerable and innocent, has not even done anything at all, but again, this guy killed him. These two guys, going, as you were well aware, far beyond what was needed to murder him. Explaining his decisions to give Adebalajo a whole life term, he said the 29-year-old, who has 2 children and 4 stepchildren, was the leader of the murderous plot and had no real prospect of rehabilitation. However, Adebalawe's younger age mental health problems and lesser role meant that he escaped, spending the rest of his natural life behind bars. Relatives of the soldier, including his widow, his fiancée Amy West, mother Lynn, and stepfather Ian, were all in court as the pair were jailed. Some had arrived at the Old Bailey with t-shirts adorned with images of Fazalera Rigby and the words "Justice for Lee Rigby." Following the dramatic scenes inside court, family lawyers and liaison officer Detective Inspector Pete Sparks read a statement on the family's behalf that said, "We would like to thank the judge and the courts for handing down what we believe to be the right prison terms." With far-right protesters who had put up 2 sets of mock gallows, waving flags and chanting in the background, he continued, "It has brought us a lot of comfort and we feel satisfied that justice has been served for Lee." Earlier in the hearing, prosecutor Richard Whittam, QC, also read parts of a statement from the Afghanistan veteran stepfather Ian Rigby. He said after all he had been through in Afghanistan, all Lee Rigby was doing was just walking through London, just seeing on the television and seeing the violence of it. You just cannot comprehend. You take it all in and it does not click in your head. It is like being somewhere else. You're watching it without being actually there. Reacting to their sentences, Home Secretary Theresa May said extremist behaviour of any kind will not be tolerated in Britain, while nothing can reverse the appalling crime committed on the streets of Woolwich last May. The significant sentences handed down today reflect this. Our thoughts are, of course, with the Lee Rigby's family, who have endured an unimaginable heartbreak over the last 9 months. I hope they will take some comfort from this judgment, and I give my generous condolences to them, and I hopefully urge them to get over this and forget about the past, forgive and forget, and what has happened, and you cannot reverse from what happened to an earlier time. So I'm really upset about the fact that his family lost a son, lost a father, lost a cousin, or lost a friend, and it's obviously very alerting. A man that has just been working for Britain has just been killed, but obviously there's nothing we can do to reverse the situation. All we gotta do is just think about how this happened and why this happened. So I hope his family will be at peace at last, by hearing the sentences that these two ridiculous, stupid, illiterate, immature people, when they got their sentences, and I hope that yous lot will be comforted by hearing this. Thank you very much, and I give you my deepest condolences, and I seek happiness from you people, because at the moment you are happy and I may not. So, because after hearing their sentences, you might be. Sorry about this ridiculous talk. I'm just getting emotional, but obviously it's something which is very alerting and disturbing. Okay, thank you very much. This is Certified Gamer. Please subscribe, like, and comment, and please remember about Lee Rigby, and please give your deepest condolences, and always remember that Lee Rigby was a good soldier and he fighted for his country, supported his country all the way until his death, which has just in accord all of a sudden by two stupid, ridiculous, cold-hearted, immature, illiterate, immature people. Thank you very much. Adebalajo and Michael Adebowale. These two people are to be sentenced for 45 years, and they have already received their sentence and they are in prison at the moment. Thank you to the judge, and I am really, really happy that Lee Rigby's family can be happy at last after many months. Thank you very much.